start on computer. And there we are. Let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this very special live stream event. I'm so excited to be here with you all. Just real quick, if you are new to me, my name is Maggie. I'm a coach. I'm a consultant for female entrepreneurs, coaches, healers, and I'm very passionate about bringing as much spiritual truth, feminine energy, and high vibe frequency into business. And I guide women to more ease, less doing for the sake of just, doing something. And that comes with a lot of emotional maturity, which to me really is one of the empowered energies that we are here to embody. But enough about me, because as you can see, I have two incredible women on here with me, Rebecca Satori and Tara Grace. Welcome. Really excited you are here with me. Tara, do you want to start with giving us a quick little introduction?
Yeah, thank you. So delighted, so grateful, so thankful to be here in this space right now with all of you, and for those of you that are watching, and for those of you that are going to watch the replay. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We're so happy to be here. And if you've landed here, it's not by accident. I really believe it's most likely by divine design. We are gathered today because we all have a very similar mission in raising the frequency on this planet. And so we're so grateful to be able to contribute into your life today by just showing up and being here and holding this space. So my name is Tara Grace, and I've been raising the feminine frequency in women in the areas of wisdom, wealth, and well-being for over 14 years. And my area of expertise is the psychology and soul of women in the area of money and leadership, and how to master your energy is everything. How to master your energy is everything. And today we have the secret for you. So if you're looking for the secret, congratulations, you're in the right place. It's not what you read. It's not The Secret, the book either, The Secret. That was way back then. That's old. The good news is that there's an easier way for manifestation beyond what we could ever think, dream, or even imagine. And we're going to share that with you today. We're going to open up our treasure box of wisdom, and we're going to share with you the gold that we have for you today. So thank you for allowing me to be here.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Rebecca, you want to introduce yourself?
I will. Thank you. I'm also very honored to be here with you in the presence of such amazing ladies that I love and adore. And also just being here and being present with the people that are watching this, whether live or on the replay. It is truly such a gift that you have given to yourself to be present here and listening to what is going to help you have what I call divine wealth and optimal health. I have been in the coaching industry for 10 plus years now, and I do intuitive business coaching and success coaching for women entrepreneurs. And I've also been behind the scenes of multiple seven-figure businesses restructuring their sales systems to optimize their wealth and their systems and structures. And I too am committed to living out my life in every area in the greatest possible potential. So we're here to infuse that into you today and show you the faster, easier, more delightful way of doing things. Really, it's about how women really do business, and we are wired completely differently from men, and both are equally important. But it is really important for you to be in tune with your own feminine energy and how you can truly optimize every area of your life, because we cannot relive any moment, and cherishing every moment and living it to the fullest is truly, truly a gift and so important.
Yes. Can everyone feel that frequency? That's beautiful. And For everyone who's watching too, as you're hopping on, and if you're watching the replay, please say hello to us. Let us know who you are. Tell us where you're tuning in from in the comments. We want to see you. We want you to engage with us. So please do. And so you've heard a little bit about us now. Based on what we do in the world, one thing I so often notice in my clients or women I talk to is that there's so much guilt and apologizing around desires, right? And the things that we want, especially wealth. I think that's what I see a lot, which ties so perfectly into today's topic of increasing our impact in the world and our wealth. And when I first started my business, I was really in the vibe of, okay, I got to do this. I got to do this. I got to check off the list. I have to do all the things. And then all the things will show up for me, right? And if I do these things on the list, that other people tell me I should be doing, then my desires will be justified. And then my impact will be increased. And then I increase my wealth as well. And there's this justification that a lot of female entrepreneurs feel is needed to actually increase their wealth and their impact. And of course, we may judge the word wealth in itself as well. And you teased on it a little bit already, both of you, that there is such a more fulfilling way. And I would love to start the conversation off with that. I would love to hear from you. What's the truth? What's the actual truth in that for you that you have seen? Whoever
Rebecca,
wants to start.
do you feel led?
I can start. Well, it's really about, it's interesting because we have been taught the opposite of universal law. And so it's wired and it's conditioned in most everyone to do X and get ABC. And it just doesn't work that way. And when you start learning how to work with the laws of the universe, it's almost like asking gravity to not go down and you want it to go up. And it's excruciatingly difficult. So the times that you feel like you are paddling upstream, it's because you are. Mm-hmm. And it's because you haven't learned how to harness the frequencies and the energy available to you to make things more easy, to literally become the energy of that which you desire. And then it shows up instantaneously because there's an inherent law that says that if the desire exists, then the fulfillment for that desire is inherent in the desire. Mm-hmm. So anytime anyone has a desire, the law of opposites states that fulfillment already has to be in existence. It's just not something that you are seeing or sensing with your five senses at the moment. And there is a way that you can accelerate that ability to get into that energy frequency. I kind of talk about, which vortex are you living? Are you living in the vortex of anger? Are you living in the vortex of resentment? Are you living in the vortex of unhealthiness? Unhealthy thoughts, unhealthy foods, unhealthy ways of being in the world. And when you can start getting into the energetic frequency and vortex of that which you desire, maybe a slimmer body, maybe feeling better, maybe a soulmate, maybe divine wealth, whatever it is, once you can get into, and it's not to say that you don't get out of that energetic vortex, right? We are all living life. There are things that knock us out or knock us down or can feel that way. But it's really about how resilient you are and how quickly you can get back into that energetic frequency. And we have something today that we can share with you about how you can optimize that and how you can do that and really have a tool at your fingertips in any moment, that when you're feeling in your humanness that it's so difficult to get back into that high level frequency that does accelerate the desires that you have and the fulfillment of them coming to you, that you can literally have a divine partner, if you will, to help you with accelerating those things towards you and staying in that optimal frequency 99 to 100% of the time, every day and night.
That's beautiful, Rebecca. I'd love to piggyback on exactly where you're at right now, because you began talking about desire, and you began talking about, you know, universal laws. And if there's a desire that that we are the match, if it's like, if we have the desire, that means it's there, right? We just have to be the energetic match. But what I think the biggest barrier is that even if someone has that knowledge, let's say someone's read Think and Grow Rich, immediately the psychology is, I have to go do. What do I have to do to create a $10,000 a month? What do I have to do to be a great transformational leader or coach? What do I have to do to fill in the blank, attract my soulmate? It's not about the question is not, what do I have to do? The question is, who do I get to become? Who do I have to be? What is the energetic signature? What is the vibration that I must embody to be fully self-expressed, to be that energetic match? Because we talk about being the energetic match, we talk about the desire, but what do I have to do? You
Right.
have to come out of the doing, which our entire societal success framework was built on a masculine psychology and work ethic. And even the men were the ones that were teaching us universal laws to begin with. So even that was infused. Think and Grow Rich was by a dude, you know what I mean? And you know, many people that I've even seen teach it with that masculine quality. Yes, there's so much magic in that, but it still asks the question, well, what do I have to do in order to be that? No, you have to be that so that you can show up as that, so that you can make choices and decisions to do. How would she show up? How would she lead? How would she speak? How would she receive? How would she make choices? And this is not something that if you haven't locked this in yet, it's okay. I also want to say that it's okay. You know what? Where you are is perfect. And there's always an unfolding. There's always a blossoming. There's always a becoming. There's always growth. It's growth and evolution over a lifetime. So I also want to, you know, share with you that if you're not, quote, there yet, because we put this masculine pressure on us to like already know, especially women, we feel like we have to know everything and know how to do everything. We literally think that we're supposed to know how to do everything. And then we judge ourselves for not being where we think we should be, because we think we should know what we should be doing. And that's just the mental loop that keeps us going round and round and round and round. Let's disrupt that chaos with peace today. Peace begins with you. And the invitation is, am I willing to see things differently today? Because if you're willing to see things differently, you can feel different. And then from that seeing and feeling different, then you can do things differently. Doing comes out of being. Doing flows out of being. The embodiment of who you are creates your results. The embodiment and the vibrational signature that you hold literally infuses every single thing that you touch. And I teach my students and clients that you can learn through practice, because it's a practice. This is not a one day you wake up and that's it. Here you are, you've become the enlightened master. It doesn't work that way. But you will have developed your muscle of practice. You will develop it so it's strengthened, so that you can feel differently, so that you can finally do things differently, because you've become a different you. And not different as in completely different. You've actually become more of you. You've actually become more of the highest version of who you are. And the beautiful thing is, now in 2020, oh my gosh, this is so juicy. Get ready for this. In 2020, there is now cutting edge tools to support you in raising your vibration in a way that's never been done before, especially here in the United States. And it's still quite new in other places in the world. And We can never have enough of the resources to raise our vibration, because when we are feeling good and when we're healthy and we're optimizing at our highest energy potential and we're feeling our best, then we're able to literally, what I was going to say, and it's just now came back to, I realized I lost my thought, is that I teach my students and clients that when you come into the vortex, like Rebecca was talking about, and you are sustaining the vibrational energetic signature within your being, you're thinking like her, you're choosing as her, you're moving as her, then what I teach my students and clients is that when you're in that vibrational signature of embodiment, then what begins to happen is whatever you touch turns to gold. And there is this supernatural that's placed on your natural. And there is this place of infinite field of miracles. I did not build my business or create success based on funnels, based on any system that's outside of myself. In fact, one day I was like, you know what? I'm never going to scale my business through systems. I'm going to be the true authentic version of me. I will scale my business through soul. And it was like that. Why put myself in a box that doesn't fit? So I know we've shared a lot of wisdom and a lot of nuggets for you to go, ooh, what is this? What is this? We're going to tell you. We're going to tell you. We're so excited.
Yeah. So I that was so beautiful. And I think every woman on the planet needs to watch that on repeat. Like just like every day, lock that in, because that has been suppressed for thousands and thousands of years, and we are so much more powerful than we realize when we are raised in this society, right?
And now we have feminine leaders.
Exactly.
Now there's like this phenomenon of feminine leaders.
Mm-hmm.
But I was teaching this before social media was a part of my life, and there were no feminine leaders. There was no merging spirituality and business and leadership and money. I mean, back then you wore suits. The women wore suits back then.
With really big shoulder pads.
Yeah. And women were taught to act like men, to become equal, and that
was the model for success.
Yeah, exactly.
And there is another way. You, Maggie, are a way shower. Rebecca, you are such a way shower. I'm a way shower. And it takes practice. You know what I mean? I mean, we're years in. I know Rebecca and I are many, many years into this practice. But what if there was a way to tap into the vortex much easier and quicker than reading a bunch of books and taking a bunch of courses and, you know what I mean, take, many, many years. Now, you'll never be able to skip that process of like lived experience.
Right,
that's
like
the most beautiful energy that you could possibly hold. But there is a way to quantum leap timelines.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us more? And then I have more questions. You want to tell us more first?
Yeah, I'm going to check in with Rebecca and see. She's all about quantum, so I just wanted to check in.
Go for it. I'm on the edge of my seat, and I already know.
So what's your question? Are you questioning about how do you quantum leap timelines, or what? What's your question? What do you have?
But thinking about that, I'm curious if Rebecca has anything to add about that, because I'm in Rebecca's program, and she's always talking about time is moving so much faster right now. Like the time of going to therapy for 3 years, not that there's anything wrong with it, but that's moving away. Things happen so much quicker. Healing is possible so much quicker, and that quantum leaping, right? So I'm just curious if you have anything to add about that, Rebecca, in your...
I think that people know it, whether they really know it or not. They can sense it. And there is what we call vertical time, horizontal time. And most people are very familiar with clock time, but they're not familiar with vertical time or quantum time, if you will. And now more than ever, you can just feel it. You can like, even if somebody says to you, well, what did you do last night? And you're like, wait, what was that just yesterday? I know everyone has had that kind of an experience. And so really tuning into the quantum field is a skill that everyone needs now more than ever. I think even just to be able to function properly in the world that we're living in at the moment, because things are changing so quickly, especially for women in business. What was working a week ago sometimes isn't working this week, if you will. And so having those skills to really tune into that quantum field and also be in tune with yourself, because you cannot tap into the quantum field when you are out of sync and out of alignment with yourself, and you are trying to operate vibrationally in a way that is not going to allow you to even access the quantum field.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And that's such a feminine quality as well, being in the present moment to notice what's going on and feel your emotions and what arises in this moment. What am I being called to do right now? That's such I feel a lot of people overlook that simplicity of being in the present moment.
And that requires women being in their body. So let's really go a little bit deeper, because we're talking about the quantum field, which is the field of miracles. It's the place and space where timelessness is. It is really the field of miracles is in essence faith. Truly, it's faith. You know, faith is a substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not yet seen. That is the space of the quantum field. It's another reality of a version of you that's playing out a different reality. And there's multiple, this is going really deep. Hopefully we're not losing you on this. But I feel like if you're here and you're watching this, you're most likely more of an advanced soul. And even if you might not get everything perfectly, like on a cellular level, I feel there's going to be a resonance with you. But because when we talk about this, and it's like we assume everybody understands what we're talking about. So Rebecca's talking about the quantum field. Maggie's talking about, intuition and tuning in. And those are kind of, it's like there is a skill to master. How do you do both? Because Maggie's really talking about like really grounding into your body. And as a woman, we must ground more into our bodies. The reason why women are not manifesting with feminine ease and grace, or building their businesses with feminine ease and grace, is because they're not in their bodies. They're operating from a masculine structure, and they are very much operating in the higher chakras. Maybe they might be here in heart, because you're a heart-centered entrepreneur, but you're not connected in your lower chakra areas, which is, really your sacral and your root chakra. And this is where your sacral chakra, which is where your sexual organs are, that is where your sensuality is. That's where you're tapped in. That's where you're tuned in. That's where you're turned on. And women have been taught to turn off when it comes to business, turn off when it comes to money, turn off when it comes to goal setting, turn off when it comes to doing. They haven't been shown to bring the essence of being into everything that they do. So this is required for especially a woman to tap into the quantum field. This is what's going to be truly a multi-dimensional, multi-sensory experience than if a man were to tap into the quantum field. A woman must have the quantum field tapped into, tuned in, and turned on through her senses. Can we ground ourselves? So when I'm leading my clients through transformation, I'm leading them by grounding them into the earth and into their bodies, while also aligning them past the seventh planes of existence to creator, creatrix, source of all life and creation. So how that's alignment. That's true divine alignment, where we're in our bodies while we're still having that divine connection and we're grounded. So one of my earlier spiritual teachers many years ago, many moons ago, used to say, don't be so spiritually minded that you're no earthly good. This was like one of my spiritual father from many moons ago. And I'll never forget that. And I think that's so important, that we remain grounded.
Totally.
While we're ascending and while we're elevating. And let's be honest, that can be really difficult if you're facing health issues. That can be really difficult if, you know what I mean, you're watching the world crumble and you might not be at an advanced level practitioner. And let's be honest too, even if you're at an advanced practitioner, there are things, like Rebecca said, that can come in your life and take you out. Like no one's planning to have growths in their body. You know, I wasn't planning to have a trip to see whether or not I had cancer in my breast. Thank God I didn't. Like, we don't plan for these things. We're moving on with our lives, and there's things that can, like, whoa. And then everything that we're going through in this world right now, I just recently healed my heart of a betrayal and a breakup. It took me 6 months. Some people, they never heal. My mother is 73 years old and is still talking about the pain she experienced with my father 41 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
So it's so important that we, and even at an advanced level practitioner, it took me 6 months with all of my very, very best wisdom, techniques, prayer, therapists, coaches, all of that. And you know what? There is no time on grief. Grief will be what it is. And if you have the wisdom and the tools and the support, you can get through things much further and much faster. And you can go into quantum leaping and accelerating than it would if you didn't have those things. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it's so important that we share the gift of what we've all been given. It's a gift, and that's why we're all together today. There is something beyond the fact that we have a shared mission here. We are coming together not only as sisters, as sovereign sisters, but we're coming together because we have a common mission to raise the vibration of the planet, and we believe in empowering others to become their own healers. And we also have been given the gift, a revolutionary, special gift to accelerate this healing that we're talking about. It's like next level future stuff.
It is. Tell us more.
Well, we became business partners, didn't we?
We did become business partners.
We're not just sovereign sisters. We started brand new businesses in addition to our coaching practices. We now have, are you ready? Drum roll, please.
Drum roll.
We are all here because we are now the proud owners and business partners with each other in a revolutionary frequency healing therapy technology company. And it is so cutting edge. It's been in Europe for over 15 years, and it just came to the United States. I really manifested this, and I want us to go into our whys. Mm-hmm. Because everything that we just shared with you is everything that has to do with our why. We were able to see the vision and say yes and incorporate this into our own practices, share this with our loved ones, with our clients, with our colleagues. Okay? And so this frequency healing therapy technology has been in Europe for 15 years. And the only way that people could have access to this were to be patients, and they had to go see doctors and licensed practitioners in order to receive the treatments. And there has been over 500,000 clinical success studies and stories of profound healing that's been taking place. In fact, this frequency healing therapy technology device is medically proven to treat depression, chronic pain, fibromyalgia, allergies. Did I say migraines? And so much more, so much more. And so the results have been amazing. The acceleration of healing and amplification has been amazing. The reason why this is so amazing is that this has a quantum sensor. We're talking about quantum timeline, quantum field. This has a revolutionary quantum sensor in it, this device, that is able to scan your unique bioenergetic field and give you the unique frequency healing therapy treatment unique to your blueprint. So even if Maggie and Rebecca and I, let's say, need healing in the area of our heart chakras, or we're having back pain, or we're suffering from allergies, my frequency healing therapy treatment is going to be unique to my body and my cells and my unique field, because the quantum sensor is able to read that and give back to me what I need. Rebecca will have her unique frequency, and so would Maggie. So this is revolutionary, cutting edge, ancient technology in modern times in terms of healing. And just recently, this is very new, it was launched in the United States. And it wasn't even here like a week or two before I saw it. I manifested it as soon as the pandemic hit. I was renovating my lakefront condo, managing a construction crew during the pandemic. Like, pandemic hit, I'm like doing this, like everybody, they're like, pandemic, masks, all the things. People are freaking out. And I said out loud these words. I said, we're talking about manifesting, aren't we? Are we talking about going into the quantum field? Are we talking about becoming an energetic match? Are we not? So this is a perfect example of exactly what we're talking about. I said these words. I said out loud. It was more of a prayer and a declaration. I really would love and want a product that I can 1,000% energetically commit to, that is fully aligned in my soul's divine mission and purpose. And not even a week and a half later, this revolutionary technology came across my path. And everything in my body, the more I researched and went down, the rabbit hole, the more if you've been studying quantum physics, if you are a healer, a holistic practitioner, a yoga teacher, massage therapist, family mental counselor therapist, oh my gosh, if you're an energy healer, if you are a fitness person, if you're someone who works with hormones, if you're someone who is a wellness coach, abundance coach, like this literally touches every single niche. It is a category of one product in the world. There's nothing like it. It has over 144,000 frequencies. There's over 130 programs, everything from fitness, sleep, hormones, meridians, chakras. Oh my gosh, every organ. My goodness, what else is there, ladies? Help me. I can't even remember them all.
So many.
What is it?
So many.
Hair, beauty, skin, hair, nails.
Meridians, your chakras, your
chakra balancing,
psyche, learning, job,
learning,
mental health. Yeah.
Mental health, mental balance.
Wound healing.
Say it again.
Wound healing.
Wound healing.
Yeah.
Minerals, gems, Bach
crystals,
flowers.
Essential oils.
I love is that the feedback that you get is so affirming. If you're feeling like your energy's off and you just don't know why or what's going on psychologically, it literally gives you that feedback.
Yes. Mm-hmm. So this is big. And if you are still with us and you're still watching, this is why you're here. It's this is a gift. And there is nothing in the world that feels so good. We've all dedicated our lives to the transformation of others, but to actually put something in the hands of an individual where now they have a tangible item to give them power in their hands to really manage their vibration, their health, and their well-being. I want to make mention that for me, the true definition of wealth and abundance is wholeness. In order to reach wholeness, simply means nothing missing, nothing broken, perfect, whole, and complete. When we are in this vibrational field, all of life organizes around our success. That is where ease, grace, and flow comes in. And if we can embody wholeness when it comes to money, anything and everything. Like that makes it so much easier. But you know, it's hard to feel whole if you're in pain, if you're suffering from allergies, migraines, if you have chronic pain. That's not as easy for someone to tap into feeling good when their body is telling them something. Or let's go deeper. Let's go deeper to the emotional pain, not just physical pain from the body, but what about emotional pain? Had this device been there when I was grieving the loss of this beautiful relationship that I had, even though it was a gift, like everything happens for a reason, I would have been able to heal so much quicker. I would have been able to move through my grief and process my grief at such a much more accelerated level. And if you are a practitioner, a holistic provider, if you transform people's lives either hands-on or virtually, this device you can incorporate into your practice and accelerate and amplify the results of what you could possibly do on your own. Now, this doesn't mean this replaces you. You know, this device doesn't replace us as practitioners, coaches, healers, and guides or facilitators. It only amplifies, accelerates, enhances us. Mm-hmm. And we're going to go so much deeper into another time, because obviously there's not enough time to share all of the beautiful things, right? But we at least wanted to share this with you so that those of you that have resonance, that has an energetic, yes, I want to learn more about this, you feel your body leaning in. Maybe you have had that same desire. I know many of the women that I've spoken to and shared this with said, this is actually an answer to prayer. This has been an answer to my prayer. I prayed, I asked, I received. So many of my other beautiful business partners have said, this is an answer to prayer. This is, I see it. I see it, Tara. I see it. It's so much bigger. It's so much greater. So this is just an introduction. This is just a taste and see. Yes. There's so much more we have to share with you. But yeah, I wanted to share, at least share the framework of there is other ways to tap into the quantum field so that you can come to a place of wholeness and well-being within yourself that makes it easier to get there. And I also wanted to share how I manifested it, share just a little bit more about the product itself, but I'm definitely wanting those that are watching and those that are watching the replay to hear from you, Maggie and Rebecca, on, you know, how are you able to see the vision? How is this a resonant yes for you as well? How is it that all of us can see this, feel this, know this in our being, say yes to this? And now we're sharing it with the world, and we're seeing the most amazing results in people.
Yeah. I think for me, it's so, oh gosh, where do I even start? It's so backed up by quantum physics. There's so much quantum physics research behind this. And what I personally love so much about quantum physics is that it's perfectly aligned with spiritual wisdom. It's exactly the same thing. And it circles back to, how do we show up in the world? How do we vibe? How do we be in the world? And that is going to influence our future vision, not only for ourselves and our business, but maybe even more importantly for the entire world. That's what I personally really love.
And then how is that even possible if a woman's dealing with hormone issues?
Exactly.
Or she's dealing with uterus, menstruation, you know what I mean? Like, it's like we say these things, but it's like, yes. And we live in a 3D reality, and we're in human physical bodies, and we have a thing called hormones.
Exactly. And I think here's what I find very interesting is that because we are in this 3D human body, we think, okay, well, I see issues here and here and here, so let me put a Band-Aid on it. Let me fix this layer.
Right. And surface layer.
Right. And what frequency healing really does is it goes to the underlying, the deeper level, the source of the issue. And I was talking to one of my friend. She's a really good friend. She was a client. She invested in the device as well. And I was talking to her. She recently lost her mom, and of course she wants to commit to her spiritual practice. She finds it very important to practice her yoga, to do her spiritual practice, to raise her frequency, even in any just normal daily life as well. But that can take hours. When you've been doing this work when you've been on a spiritual journey, you know all the tools, you have all the tools, and you can literally spend an entire week with all the tools and raising your vibe. And she said, wow, I really need this, so this can just run in the background while I'm living my life. And it's like, yep, you're right. It's so powerful.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I thought,
what a gift, though. What a gift to be able to give someone who's grieving the loss of her mother.
Exactly.
And to be able to give her something that truly can help her mental well-being, her emotional well-being, her physical well-being. And this is what's so cutting edge and revolutionary, is that it's like the only thing on the planet that, you know, besides, like, let's say healing, therapeutic grade healing essential oils. So imagine if anyone here, which most likely if you're watching this, you probably are someone who has a whole box of therapeutic grade healing essential oils, and you have some sort of basic knowledge on raising your frequency. So imagine a bottle of the most potent frequency healing or therapeutic grade essential oils. Let's say rose, because rose is the highest frequency oil on the plant that there is in the world. So imagine that times like 1,000. That is what you're getting through this microcurrent. It's a microcurrent device that sends microcurrents into your body. And of course, if you're watching this and you're already like, this is a yes for me, I definitely want to know more about this device. I want to learn more about how I can be a part of your beautiful community, how I can personally benefit, or how I can share this with others in my practice. Then don't delay. Comment, send a message to Maggie, send a message to Rebecca, whoever invited you here, and let us know that you want to know more, and we'll give you an invitation to learn more. We can share all the information that you need for you to take the next step, but this is really just an introduction. Yeah.
Yes.
I love that.
And one more thing I wanted to say, like as a little disclaimer, we touched on this a little bit too. It's not to say that, oh, I'm getting this device and it's going to do all the work for me, right? It although it very much works with intention, but how I see this, and you can add to this if you want to, it's going to help you vibe higher at a higher frequency, so that you are being and living in the frequency where you want to be. Yeah. So naturally, the actions that you're going to take the actions that you're going to take from that place are going to be so much more effective, efficient, different, aligned, because you're vibing at that higher frequency, and life just becomes so much more flowy and magical, and things just happen. And it's very interesting, and not a lot of people talk about this, I feel, which is why we're doing this, right?
Maggie, would you be willing to share how, what you've benefited from?
Yeah, so okay, here's a story I can share. So one of the things is very interesting, because when Rebecca told me first about this device, I'm like, oh, that's too good to be true. And I thought, I want to know more about this, and I love quantum physics. And so for me, I recently had my IUD removed, and it's hormones, it's synthetic, I can't pronounce this word, hormones that are in your body. And I ran the quantum sensor scan, and it literally, no joke, told me run the hormone program. Mm-hmm. And it's I can just not deny that this is truth. This is revolutionary. This is the future.
You didn't say to the device, I just took my IUD out.
Yeah, I
What do you have
yeah,
for me today?
it's crazy. It's
It's not
helping
an
me
8
so
ball.
much.
Remember the 8 balls? When you
Yeah.
ask a question, you shake it up and you see what it is?
It's
Love it.
helping me with my back pain. I'm noticing a difference in my skin. I feel so much lighter. Different people are showing up in my life.
Yeah.
You, Tara.
Yes.
Yeah, it's
I was like,
I
goddess.
yeah,
When
normally I would be so
introduced
super
you,
nervous
oh
for
my
this as
God,
well.
goddess. So
Yeah,
lovely. So this is
yeah.
definitely
Normally I
becoming
would be
more of a tribe and a community
exactly.
together, like-minded people. That's so beautiful.
Yeah. My inspiration and what I'm sharing with the world is different. I would be super nervous for this, you know, and now I'm like, nope, this is what I do now.
Oh,
And
I
it's
love
just such
that.
a different
Tapping
vibe
into
of
a
how
higher
I'm showing
version of
up.
you, quantum leaping, timeline jumping.
Exactly.
You'd be nervous, but it's like, no, this is who I am.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. You just
And I
modeled
want that to be
really
an
great principles.
example of what is possible when people utilize this tool.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Rebecca,
Yeah,
what's your
Rebecca,
why?
tell us.
What was your why? Like what made you say yes, and what's your why? And then how have you personally benefited, or anyone that you know that you've shared this with benefited?
I think that one thing I want to touch upon here too is that it's not just the time, like your friend was mentioning. It's literally the financial aspect of it too.
Yeah.
And when I was, relatively a new mother, I guess you could say, I was in my early 30s. My sons at the time were 4 and 1. And I had chronic pain. I mean, chronic pain. And I would say for probably more than a year, I was running around getting CT scans, MRIs. I was misdiagnosed with fibromyalgia. I was told that I had rheumatoid arthritis. I was told I would never be able to have more children. And I sobbed for weeks and weeks and weeks. And it was not even true information. And I had the top of the line medical insurance at the time. And then I started down the road of holistic health professionals. And I went and had muscle testing and allergy food testing and chiropractic and acupuncture, and the list goes on. There is not one modality on the face of the planet that I have not invested in at all. And what's interesting is, and a massage therapist told me this years ago. She said, you know what, Rebecca, everyone has to find their own cocktail, and for each person that's different. And what Tara was sharing earlier about having a scan, and my frequency is different and everyone's frequency is different. This device literally identifies in an instant, literally under a minute, which is what is your unique, customized treatment cocktail, if you will. And I just look back at that time and I think about how much time, it makes me want to cry, how much time I missed away from my children, and how much money I spent above and beyond what my insurance wouldn't cover. And it's in the thousands, tens of thousands. And the hours are countless, of course, when you're a mother and you never get that time back. And also to not feel well, right? Mm-hmm. And so for me, having something like this is truly, truly a miracle, because it optimizes your time, it optimizes your finances, and it optimizes your health and well-being. I mean, it to me, it's just an absolute no-brainer. And Tara, as you know, when we connected and you were sharing with me about this, I was literally 1 month out of surgery. So on May 21st of this year, during the pandemic, I had a 6-inch mass removed from my abdomen, and my right fallopian tubes, right ovaries, and my appendix, because this mysterious mass that just literally showed up out of nowhere, and I was having excruciating abdominal pain. And the fact that there's a wound healing program and a scar program, for me, that's huge, because my incision became infected. And I went to my dermatologist, and he said, well, there's 2 options for you. Number one, we can wait until it heals And we can try and do a laser that, by the way, insurance will not cover, and it'll cost several $1,000s to maybe make this scar better, because I'm cut from underneath of my belly button to literally the top of my feminine parts. So it's a 9-inch, it's about this long, this incision. And I am, as you can see, I'm 44 and I'm very into beauty and skincare, and that's something that I am passionate about for many different reasons. And so, and I've gone to a dermatologist from very young, so I'm very familiar with what the optimal approach for healing and scars and all of that stuff is. And then my dermatologist said, and if the laser doesn't work, then you would have to go in for an incision, what did he call it? A surgical. I would have to basically get the existing scar cut out, and they would re-sew me back together. Like, does that not sound like going into the pits of hell? Because to me it does. So for me to have accelerated healing, and as Maggie mentioned with her IUD and getting, having the device literally say, run the hormonal program, every day I have had this device, it has said scars and wound system. Mm-hmm. Now, again, I wasn't like, hey, by the way, I just had surgery.
Did you know?
Totally. And, there's a lot of emotions that come along with what I recently went through too. And being in the hospital without my significant other or any, literally having to self-advocate and being in the hospital, and I was in longer than I was expecting to have to be in for, just being in the middle of a pandemic period. So to have this kind of support literally in the palm of my hand daily and nightly has been just really, like you said, an answered prayer. And the other thing I would love to touch on, when you first started about us going into business with one another, I have said and prayed for years and years and years, and have talked about and taught about the power of feminine collaboration. And I truly know that women in business are wired by the universe to be in collaboration and period in business. Because if we look at any system, the universe, the environment, your body, it's all an ecosystem. Yeah. Every single thing has its own purpose and works together in collaboration.
It's cancer is manifested when the cell's like, I don't want to collaborate with the other cells. I'm going to go over here and do my own thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Rebecca, your story is so inspiring, and thank you so much for sharing. Like, even right now, I'm able to hear you drop deeper into your story, and I personally was benefited from your sharing. So thank you. Yeah. And finally, I'd love to just close. Before we close, again, if this is a yes for you and this is resonating, and you'd like to have a deeper conversation where you'd like to learn more about this technology device, if you want to learn more about how to use it at the practitioner level like we are, if you want to share it with others like we are, then just simply message whoever shared this video with you.
Yes, comment frequency.
Yeah, comment frequency, and or send a message to Maggie or Rebecca or myself, and we'll point you in the right direction. But I do want to close with my why, and that is, my family has suffered from mental illness, and my mother has struggled with depression her entire life. She was completely emotionally absent for me as a child because she was in the bed dealing with depression. And my older sister, my nieces, both of my nieces, who are 8 and 6 years younger than me, they bought the device. One of them suffers from severe PTSD and anxiety from past trauma that she's been through. And I can't begin to tell you the gift of being able to put something in her hands. Mm-hmm. This is, I can put something in my family's hands where when she starts getting triggered and a full-on panic attack is about to hit her entire nervous system, she has something to go to send literally frequency healing therapy into her body on a cellular level to bring peace and coherence. Let's take a deep breath there. Because at the end of the day, for me, this is what it's about.
Yeah.
That I can empower her. She's able to run a program, and then she's able to take her breath, and she knows something is working for her. That's a totally different experience than, let's say, you know what I mean? Even if you do have the tools to breathe and to whatever it is that you're given, you know what I mean? Most people reach for the pill. Most people reach for alcohol. Most people reach for recreational drugs. Like, most people reach for prescriptions.
Mm-hmm.
And she can reach for her quantum sensor to tell her exactly what frequency healing therapy is unique for her to heal and support her. My other niece, she purchased the device. I mean, obviously they are a believer in me and what I stand for, but they also knew, because of our history with our family, it was really important that we actually invested in our mental and emotional well-being because of our generational history. And if I didn't, and I've said this before, but if I did not dedicate my life and service to love's purpose and like choose the path of spiritual growth, personal growth, development, when I was 19 years old, I would be suffering like my mom. There's no doubt about it. But, you know, and I've always invested in my mental, emotional, spiritual leadership and financial growth and evolution. That's healthy. You're the best investment you could ever make. Okay, my other niece, let me check the time real quick, and I'm going to close, and we're literally going to close in like 3 minutes. My other niece, who is 6 years younger than me, she has an autistic son. My great nephew. I'm a great aunt. How cool is that? Twice. And he has suffered from major autism, and we did the research to find out, is there anyone else that's purchasing this device? So many people that are suffering from MS, like major chronic stuff, autism, like major health challenges beyond just hormones, beyond just raising your vibration, beyond migraines, you know what I mean? Beyond that, but like real serious things. And we looked at all the testimonials and we were just in awe. And she's been running frequency healing therapy on her son, and it's increasing his ability to be able to, his language is improving, his memory function is improving, his mood is stabilizing. My son's 21 years old, and he suffers from depression and has been going through quite a challenging time being a young adult trying to find his way on his own, because now I'm an empty nester. So he's had quite a challenge navigating that. And there was a lot of grief and anger that he was holding on to. A lot of that actually comes from childhood because of his father not being there for him, choosing not to be a father, and him, like that's a lot of suppressed emotion stuff. And even though we've been to therapy, I've taken him to therapy and all those things, there's still stuff that keeps coming up to the surface. And one night we spent some time together. I asked permission to run a frequency healing therapy treatment on him. And 15 minutes into it, he was literally wiping tears that were streaming down his face. And I was literally watching grief and despair dissolve from my son's field. This is the power of the frequency healing therapy technology device that's healing lives. And we're committed to raising the vibration of the planet. So if this feels and resonates for you, and you can think that this can benefit yourself, your loved ones, your clients, your colleagues, you want to share this with, other holistic practitioners, then please let us know. We'd love to gather again, share with you all the information, and also allow you to ask questions and give you some time for Q&A as well, which we will be doing
Yes.
on Monday afternoon. So between now and then, we're going to be sending out all the information for you to learn more, and then we'll have an opportunity for you to do Q&A with us, and we're making ourselves completely available to support you, because we believe in the power of quantum healing, and we believe in revolutionary technology that can support this. So thank you.
It's such a no-brainer. It works in all areas, and thank you so much for sharing those stories as well. It was really, really beautiful.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. We love you. We bless you. Thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, Maggie. You're such beautiful, brilliant queens, and
we'll
I'm so
see you
grateful
on
and thankful.
Monday. We'll see you on Monday. And
so if you want to join us, let us know.
Yes. And also, if you're watching the replay, just reach out to me, comment below, and we'll get back to you. And thank you so much. This was so much fun. This is how life gets to be. This is how work gets to be.
That's right.
Yes.
We love you so much. Bless you, bless you, bless you. And yeah, just remember to commit to living at your highest vibrational level. And if you'd like support in that, we'd love to support you. Take care. Blessing.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everyone.